शिखर पर साज दागत दुमकित ध्वनि मृदंग बाज शीश चंद्र और गंग विराज उमा रमा हरि सुर सब साज कर त्रिशूल डमरू लिए नाच शिव धित धित करधित करधित तकिट धान धान धा तकिट धान धान धा तकिट धान धान धा
समभूषण अंगन शिव भस्मभूषण अंगन शिव भस्मभूषण अंगन शिव भस्मभूषण अंगन शिव गले सोहत मुंड महल गले सोहत मुंड महल त्रिपुर सोहत जन को ग्रास त्रिपुर सोहत जन को ग्रास अब पद राखो महेश अब पद राखो महेश भस्मभूषण अंगन शिव भस्मभूषण अंगन शिव
धादा धा तक तकिट किट 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 दगत 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 धनिक नगत दगत 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 धनिक धादा धा तगत दगत 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 धनिक धादा धा तगत दगत 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 धनिक धादा धा तक तकिट किट धादा धा तक तकिट किट धादा धा तक तकिट किट धादा धा तक तकिट धादा धा किन्न किन्न तुमकिट धादा धा प्रदत धादा धा कत्त धादा धा गिगित धादा धा तुमकिट धादा धा प्रदत धादा धा कत्त धादा धादा धा कत्त धादा धादा धा कत्त धादा धादा धा
शीश मुकुट जटा गंग शीश मुकुट जटा गंग गले नाग हार अमर गले नाग हार अमर वृषवाहन भूतनाथ वृषवाहन भूतनाथ त्रिलोचन विश्वाम्बर शिव भस्मभूषण अंगन 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 शिव अंगन शिव अंगन शिव भस्मभूषण अंगन शिव
What a beautiful rendition to Lord Shiva. After this, we have an exclusive presentation from Vijayate, Sri Rama Hanumantha, a unique dance production featuring 52 artists bringing forth the story of the most powerful of all bhaktas, Hanuman. Hanuman is played by Srimati Kaushalya Nivas, whose powerful portrayal of Hanuman has been applauded worldwide. She is the first female artist to have received such worldwide acclaim for her portrayal of Hanuman. Let us now welcome Srimati Kaushalya Nivas and MS Natya Kshetra as they present Sri Rama Hanumantha.
These lights on. Camera. Jai Gurudev. In the Narad Bhakti Sutra, it says, Bhakti Swayam Falarupeti Brahma Kumara. That devotion is its own journey. And that is the very journey of Indian performing arts, where through the journey of learning the art, one gains this beautiful aspect of devotion in oneself. Through various programs, the World Forum for Art and Culture is bringing Indian performing arts to the global scale. Through self-paced programs, Kala Swadhyay, more than 44 different art forms are being taught, and you can register for them online through our website, theworldforumforartandculture.com, and learn a number of different art forms of your choice. I now welcome you to this beautiful journey of Sri Rama Hanumanta, where we go and soak ourselves in the bliss of devotion with the greatest devotee of all, Sri Hanuman. Let us all welcome Hanuman together with a huge chant of Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram.
ಅಂಜನಾ, ಎಲ್ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಮಗಳೇ? ಗಮನ ಇಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳು.
ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಮ್ಮ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಮಂಗ ಕುಣಿತಿದೆ.
ಅಂಜನಾ, ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು, ಆ ಕಡೆ ಈ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡೋದು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಡ. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಕೇಳು.
ಇಲ್ಲಮ್ಮ, ನಿಜವಾಗಿಯೂ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಂಗ ಇದೆ. ನೀನು ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಅಂದಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದೆ.
ನೀನೆಲ್ಲೋ ಕನಸು ಕಾಣ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋ.
ಮಾರುತಿ, ರಾಮನನ್ನು ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲೇ ಧರಿಸಿದ ಭಕ್ತ ಮಹಾಶಯ ಹನುಮಂತ.
ತಾತ, ಈ ಹನುಮಂತ ಯಾರು?
ಮಗು, ಹನುಮಂತ ಅತಿ ಬಲವಂತ, ಮಹಾಜ್ಞಾನಿ, ಅಜೇಯ, ಅಮರ, ಮಹಾನುಭಾವ. ಅವನ ಕತೆ ಕೇಳ್ತೀಯಾ?
ಶಿಶುವಾದರೇನು ಸಿಡಿಲ ಮರಿಯ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುವ ಗಾಳಿಗಿಂತ ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಹಾರಿ ನಲಿಯುತ್ತಿರುವ ಶಿಶುವಾದರೇನು ಸಿಡಿಲ ಮರಿಯ ಹಾಗೆ ಇರುವ ಗಾಳಿಗಿಂತ ವೇಗವಾಗಿ ಹಾರಿ ನಲಿಯುತ್ತಿರುವ
ಹನುಮ, ನೀನು ಅತಿ ಬಲವಂತನಾಗಿರಬಹುದು, ಮಹಾಜ್ಞಾನಿಯೂ ಆಗಿರಬಹುದು. ಆದರೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಈ ಹುಡುಗಾಟಗಳು ಶೋಭೆ ತರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿನಗೊಂದು ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಬರುವವರೆಗೆ ನಿನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳು ಮರೆತು ಹೋಗಲಿ, ಮರೆತು ಹೋಗಲಿ, ಮರೆತು ಹೋಗಲಿ.
ತೋರಣ ಕಟ್ಟಬಲ್ಲೆವು, ಮೋಡವ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಮುಟ್ಟಬಲ್ಲೆವು. ಬಾನಿಗೆ ತೋರಣ ಕಟ್ಟಬಲ್ಲೆವು, ಮೋಡವ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಮುಟ್ಟಬಲ್ಲೆವು. ಬೆಟ್ಟವ ಬೆರಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎತ್ತಬಲ್ಲೆವು, ಬೆಟ್ಟವ ಬೆರಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎತ್ತಬಲ್ಲೆವು. ಲೋಕ ಲೋಕವನೆಲ್ಲ ಸುತ್ತಬಲ್ಲೆವು. ನಾವು ವಾನರ ಕುಲದವರು, ಕೋಟಿ ಸರಗದ ಬಲದವರು. ನಾವು ವಾನರ ಕುಲದವರು, ಕೋಟಿ ಸರಗದ ಬಲದವರು. ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಯಕನೇ ಹನುಮಂತ, ಮೂರು ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಲವಂತ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಯಕನೇ ಹನುಮಂತ, ಮೂರು ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಲವಂತ. ಪಾದ ಸೋಕಲು ನೆಲ ನಡುಗುವುದು, ಕ್ರೂರ ಮೃಗಗಳ ಸೊಕ್ಕಡಗುವುದು. ಪಾದ ಸೋಕಲು ನೆಲ ನಡುಗುವುದು, ಕ್ರೂರ ಮೃಗಗಳ ಸೊಕ್ಕಡಗುವುದು. ಇವನ ಎದುರಿಸಿ ನಿಲ್ಲುವರಿಲ್ಲ, ಕದನವಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಗೆಲ್ಲುವರಿಲ್ಲ. ಇವನ ಎದುರಿಸಿ ನಿಲ್ಲುವರಿಲ್ಲ, ಕದನವಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಗೆಲ್ಲುವರಿಲ್ಲ. ಸುಜನರಿಗೆ ಅಭಯವ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಕರುಣೆಯ ನಿಧಿಯು ಹನುಮಂತ. ಸುಜನರಿಗೆ ಅಭಯವ ಕೊಡುವಂಥ ಕರುಣೆಯ ನಿಧಿಯು ಹನುಮಂತ. ಹನುಮಂತ ಬಲವಂತ, ಗುಣವಂತ, ಧೀಮಂತ. ಹನುಮಂತ ಬಲವಂತ, ಗುಣವಂತ, ಧೀಮಂತ.
ವಾನರ ಧೀರ ಒಡೆಯ ಸುಗ್ರೀವ, ವಾನರ ಧೀರನ ಒಡೆಯ ಸುಗ್ರೀವನ ಅಡಿಜಾಡಲಿ ನಡೆದಾಡುವ ಕಲಿಗಳು ನಾವು ನಾವು ನಾವು. ವಾನರ ಧೀರನ ಒಡೆಯ ಸುಗ್ರೀವನ ಅಡಿಜಾಡಲಿ ನಡೆದಾಡುವ ಕಲಿಗಳು ನಾವು ನಾವು ನಾವು. ನಾಯಕನನ್ನು ತಡೆಯೇ ಯಾರೂ ಬಂದರೇನು ಸರಿಯೇ, ಪ್ರಾಣವ ಪಣವಿಟ್ಟಾದರೂ ಗೆಲುವೆವು ನಾವು ನಾವು ನಾವು. ಪ್ರಾಣವ ಪಣವಿಟ್ಟಾದರೂ ಗೆಲುವೆವು ನಾವು ನಾವು ನಾವು.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೋ ಬರುತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾ ಹೌದು, ಇಬ್ರು ಇಬ್ರು. ನಾರು ಮಡಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಆಜಾನುಬಾಹುಗಳು. ಬಲವಂತರಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಧನುಸ್ಸು, ಭುಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಬತ್ತಳಿಕೆಗಳು, ಜಟಾಧಾರಿಗಳು, ನಡುವಲ್ಲಿ ಖಡ್ಗ. ಆಹಾ, ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇನ್ ತೇಜಸ್ಸು! ವಾನರ ರಾಜ ವಾಲಿ ಕಳುಹಿಸಿದ ಗೂಢಾಚಾರರಿರಬಹುದಾ?
ಇರಬೇಕು ಇರಬೇಕು.
ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ, ಈಗಲೇ ಒಡೆಯ ಸುಗ್ರೀವನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳೋಣ. ಹೇ ಜಾಂಬವಂತ, ಅವರು ಯಾರಿರಬಹುದು? ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದವರಂತೂ ಅಲ್ಲವೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ವಾಲಿಯ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದವರಿರಬಹುದಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಒಡೆಯ, ಅವರು ಗೂಢಾಚಾರರಂತೆ ಕಾಣುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾರುಮಡಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದರೂ ದಣಿದವರಂತೆ ಕಾಣಿಸಿದರೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರಂತೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಾರೆ.
ನನಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಕೊಡು ಒಡೆಯ, ಅವರು ಯಾರೆಂದು ತಿಳಿದು ಬರುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಹೇ ಅಂಜನಾಸುತ, ವಾಯುತನಯ, ನಿನ್ನನ್ನೇ ನೋಡಲು ಬಂದೆ.
ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ, ರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ,
रघुवंशललामा करुणाब्धिसोमसाकेतरामा, रघुवंशललामा करुणाब्धिसोमसाकेतरामा, ನೀ ಬಂದು ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿಂದ ಕರೆದು ಜನ್ಮ ಸಾರ್ಥಕವಗೈದೆ. ನೀ ಬಂದು ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿಂದ ಕರೆದು ಜನ್ಮ ಸಾರ್ಥಕವಗೈದೆ. ರಘುವಂಶಲಲಾಮ ಕರುಣಾಬ್ಧಿ ಸೋಮ ಸಾಕೇತರಾಮ.
ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರ, ಈ ಘೋರ ಕಾನನದಲ್ಲಿ ಏಕೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಅಲಿಯುತ್ತಿರುವೆ?
ಹನುಮ, ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಸುಗ್ರೀವನಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕರೆದೊಯ್ಯುವೆಯಾ?
ಅಗತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಭು. ಹನುಮನು ರಾಮ ಮತ್ತು ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣರನ್ನು ರಾಜ ಸುಗ್ರೀವನ ಬಳಿಗೆ ಕರೆದೊಯ್ದನು. ನಡೆದ ಘಟನೆಗಳ ವಿವರವನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ ಸುಗ್ರೀವನು ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯದ ಹಸ್ತವನ್ನು ಚಾಚಿದನು. ಆದರೆ ಅವನ ಅಣ್ಣನಾದ ವಾಲಿಯ ಚಿತ್ರಹಿಂಸೆಯಿಂದ ಅವನನ್ನು ಪಾರು ಮಾಡಲು ಯಾಚಿಸಿದ. ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನು ವಾಲಿಯ ವಧಿಸಿ ರಾಕ್ಷಸ ದೊರೆ ರಾವಣನು ಸೀತಾಮಾತೆಯನ್ನು ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ದಿಕ್ಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಗರದಾಚೆ ಲಂಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂಧಿಸಿರಬಹುದೆಂದು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಮುದ್ರದ ತುದಿಯನ್ನು ತಲುಪಿದರು.
ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ 100 ಯೋಜನದ ಆಚೆ ಇದೆ ಲಂಕೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ವಿಶಾಲವಾದ ಸಮುದ್ರವನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ದಾಟುವುದು ಎಂದೇ ತಿಳಿಯುತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಹೌದು ತಾತ, ಈಜಿ ದಾಟಲಂತೂ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹಾರಿ ದಾಟಬಹುದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
ಅಷ್ಟು ದೂರವನ್ನು ಹಾರಬಲ್ಲವರು ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂಗದ? ನಾನು ಚಿಕ್ಕವನಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅಷ್ಟು ದೂರವನ್ನು ಹಾರಿ ಹಿಂತಿರುಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಈಗ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಗಿದೆ, ಹಾರಲಾರೆ.
ನಾನು ಹಾರುತ್ತೇನೆ. 100 ಯೋಜನದ ಸಮುದ್ರವನ್ನು ಹಾರಿ ಸೀತಾದೇವಿಯನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಿ ಹಿಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ನೀನು ಹಾರಬಲ್ಲೆ ಅಂಗದ, ಆದರೆ ನೀನೀಗ ಈ ಸೇನೆಯ ನಾಯಕ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಯುವರಾಜ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಇದ್ದು ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಕಳುಹಿಸಬಾರದು.
ಮತ್ತೇನು ಮಾಡೋಣ?
ಹಾರಬಾರದು ಹನುಮ, ನೀನೇಕೆ ವಾರಿಧಿಯ ಹಾರಬಾರದು ಹನುಮ, ನಿನಗಿಂತ ಬಲವಂತರಾರು ಜಗದೇ. ನೀನೇಕೆ ವಾರಿಧಿಯ ಹಾರಬಾರದು ಹನುಮ, ನಿನಗಿಂತ ಬಲವಂತರಾರು ಜಗದೇ. ನೀನು ವಾಯುಕುಮಾರ ನೀನೆ ಧೀರರ ಧೀರ, ನಿನ್ನ ಸಮನಾರಯ್ಯ ಛಲದೆ ಬಲದೆ. ನಿನ್ನ ಸಮನಾರಯ್ಯ ಛಲದೆ ಬಲದೆ. ನೀನೇಕೆ ವಾರಿಧಿಯ ಹಾರಬಾರದು ಹನುಮ. ರಾಕ್ಷಸರ ಗೆಲ್ಲಬಲ್ಲೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇವರ ಬಲವು ಇದೆಯು ನಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲೇ. ಹನುಮಂತ ಬಲವಂತ ಗುಣವಂತ ಧೀಮಂತ. ಚತುರ್ಮುಖನೇ ಚತುರ್ಲೋಕ ನಾಯಕನೇ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದೇವ, ನನಗೆ ಬಲವ ನೀಡು. ಲೋಕಲೋಕದ ಜೀವ ಜೀವದಾಧಾರನೆ ವಾಯುದೇವನೇ, ನನಗೆ ಯಶವ ನೀಡು. ಜೈ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ್.
ಆಂಜನೇಯ, ನನಗೆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ ವರವಿದೆ. ನಾನೀಗ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ನುಂಗುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟ ದೇವರನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥಿಸಿಕೋ. ಮಾಡಬೇಡ ಹನುಮಂತ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮದೇವನ ವರವನ್ನು ನೀನು ಮೀರಲಾರೆ.
ಆಯ್ತು ಸುರಸೆ, ನಿನಗೇಕೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಹಿಡಿದು ನುಂಗುವ ಕಷ್ಟ? ನೀನು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ನಿಂತು ಬಾಯಿ ತೆರೆ, ನಾನೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಬಾಯಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಹಾಗೆ ಬಾ ದಾರಿಗೆ.
ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು ತೆರೆ ಸುರಸೆ, ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನ ಬಾಯಿಯ ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದೆ. ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನ ಮಾತು ಉಳಿಯಿತು, ನಿನ್ನ ಆಸೆಯು ತೀರಿತು. ನನಗಿನ್ನು ದಾರಿ ಬಿಡು. ಸಿಂಹಿಣಿ.
ಹನುಮ, ನೆನಪಿದೆಯಾ ನಿನಗೆ? ಆ ದಿನ ನಾನು ಪ್ರತಿಜ್ಞೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಒಂದಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ನುಂಗಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆಂದು. ಈಗ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಆ ಸಮಯ. ನಿನ್ನ ನೆರಳನ್ನೇ ಹಿಡಿದು ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಸೆಳೆದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹಿಡಿತದಿಂದ ಆ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನು ತಪ್ಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾರ. ನಾನು ಗೆದ್ದೆ, ನಾನು ಗೆದ್ದೆ.
ಹನುಮ ಲಂಕಿಣಿಯನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಘಾತಿಸಲು ಸೋತು ನೆಲಕೊರಗಿದಳು ದಾನವರ ಮಣಿ.
ರಾಮ 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 ರಾಮ
ಇವಳೇನೆ ಜಿಂಕೆ ಮರಿ ಹಾಗಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಕಚ್ಚಿ ತಿಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ.
ಅಯ್ಯ ಸುಮ್ನೀರೆ, ಇವಳ ಗಂಡ ಮಹಾಶೂರನಂತೆ, ಖರದೂಷಣರನ್ನೇ ಕೊಂದು ಹಾಕದ್ನಂತೆ. ಇಂಥವ್ರ ವಿಷಯ ನಮಗ್ಯಾಕೆ?
ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಬಿಡೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ರಾವಣ ಮಹಾರಾಜರ ಮುಂದೆ ಆ ರಾಮ ಗೀಮ ಯಾವ ಲೆಕ್ಕ? ಹೌದು ಕಣೆ, ರಾಜರು ಇವಳನ್ನ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗ್ತಾರಂತೆ.
ಈ ಅಮ್ಮ ಒಪ್ತಾಳ?
ಒಪ್ಪದಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಹಾರಾಜರು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರಾ? ಚೂರ್ ಚೂರಾಗಿ ಕುಯ್ದು ಬೇಯಿಸಿ ತಿಂದು ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ.
ರಾಜಾದಿರಾಜ ದಾನವೇಂದ್ರ ವಿಶ್ವವಸು ಮಹಾಮುನಿ ಸುಪುತ್ರ ಕುಬೇರ ಸಹೋದರ ದೇವೇಂದ್ರ ದರ್ಪಹಾರ ವೀರಾದಿ ವೀರ ವಾಸುಕಿ ತಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನು ಪರಾಜಯಗೊಳಿಸಿದ ಅಪರಾಜಿತ ಶೂರ ಮಾಯಾ ಯುದ್ಧ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಪ್ರವೀಣ ರಾವಣ ಮಹಾರಾಜರು ದಯಮಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದಯಮಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದಯಮಾಡಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಜಾನಕಿ, ನಿನ್ನ ರಾಮನು ಈ ಲಂಕೆಗೆ ಬರಲಾರನು, ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಬಿಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಲಾರನು. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ನನ್ನವಳಾಗಿ ಮಹಾರಾಣಿಯಾಗು. ತಪ್ಪಿದರೆ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಚೂರು ಚೂರಾಗಿ ಹರಿದು ತಿಂದು ಬಿಡುತ್ತಾರೆ ಈ ದಾಸಿಯರು. ರಾಮ ಬರುವನೆಂದು ಕನಸು ಕಾಣಬೇಡ. ನಿನ್ನ ನಿರ್ಧಾರವನ್ನು ಬೇಗನೆ ತಿಳಿಸು.
ಜೀವನವೇ ಬೇಡಾಯಿತು ಪತಿಯಿಂದ ದೂರಾಗಿ ಏಕಾಂಗಿ ಬದುಕಾಯಿತು ಜೀವನವೇ ಬೇಡಾಯಿತು
ರಾಮ ರಾಮ ಜಯ ರಾಮ ರಾಮ जय राम राम रघुराम वीर धीर गंभीर धनुर्धर सीता वल्लभ राम 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 जय राम जय राम राम रघुराम वीर धीर गंभीर धनुर्धर सीता वल्लभ राम राम जय राम जय राम राम रघुराम वीर धीर गंभीर धनुर्धर सीता वल्लभ राम राम जय राम जय राम राम रघुराम वीर धीर गंभीर धनुर्धर सीता वल्लभ राम राम जय राम जय राम राम रघुराम वीर धीर गंभीर धनुर्धर सीता वल्लभ राम
ಯಾರು ಯಾರದು? ನನ್ನ ರಾಮನ ಗುಣಗಾನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವವರು ಯಾರು?
ನಾನು ತಾಯಿ, ಅಂಜನಾ ಸುತ ಹನುಮಂತ, ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಸೇವಕ.
ಏನು? ರಾಮ ಸೇವಕನೇ? ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾಟಕವಾಡಬೇಡ ದಾನವ, ತೊಲಗಿ ಹೋಗು.
ಇಲ್ಲ ತಾಯಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ. ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಪಾದದಾಣೆ, ನಾನು ಸುಗ್ರೀವ ಬಂಟ ರಾಮದೂತನಾಗಿ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕಲು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನು ನನಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಈ ಮುದ್ರೆಯುಂಗುರವನ್ನಾದರೂ ನೋಡು ತಾಯಿ.
ಹೌದು ಹನುಮ, ಇದು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನದೇ ಉಂಗುರ. ನನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ? ಹೇಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ? ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತಾನೆ? ಹೇಳು ಹನುಮ, ಬೇಗ ಹೇಳು.
ನನ್ನ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನು ದೂರದ ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂಧೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾನೆ ತಾಯಿ. ನೀನೀಗ ನನ್ನೊಡನೆ ಬಂದು ಬಿಡು. ನಾನು ಈ ರಾಕ್ಷಸರಿಂದ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡಿ ರಾಮನಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕರೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಬೇಡ ಹನುಮ, ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳು, ತಾನೇ ಬೇಗ ಬಂದು ಈ ರಾಕ್ಷಸನನ್ನು ಸಂಹಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕರೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಲು ಹೇಳು. ಹನುಮ, ಈ ಚೂಡಾಮಣಿಯನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೋ. ಇದನ್ನು ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸು. ನಾನು ಕಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದರೂ ಕ್ಷೇಮವಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿಸು.
ಆಗಲಿ ತಾಯಿ, ಹೋಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೀನಿ. ನೀನು ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಈ ವನದ ಹಣ್ಣು ಹಂಪಲನ್ನು ತಿಂದು ತಡೆಯ ಬಂದವರನ್ನು ಕೊಂದು ನನ್ನ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೇನೆ.
ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಆಗಲಿ ಹನುಮ, ನಿನಗೆ ಮಂಗಳವಾಗಲಿ.
ತಟಕಿಟ ತರಿತ ತಡತ ಚಣತ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ 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 ತಕ ತಕ ದಿನ ತಕಿಟಂ ತಟಕಿಟ ತರಿತ ತಡತ ಚಣತ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ 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 ತಕ ತಕ ದಿನ ಧೀಂ ಧೀಂ ತ ತಡಂ ತತ್ತಂ ತತಂ ತತಂ 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 ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ತತ್ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ತತ್ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ತತ್ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ಧೀಂ ತಕಿಟ ತತ್ ತತ್ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ತತ್ ತತ್ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ತತ್ ತತ್ ಧೀಂ ತತಕ ದಿನ ತತ್
ವಾನರ, ಯಾರು ನೀನು? ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬಂದೆ? ಏತಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬಂದಿರುವೆ?
ವಾಯುದೇವನ ವರ ಸಂಜಾತ ಆಂಜನೇಯ ನಾನು, ಸುಗ್ರೀವನ ಸಚಿವ ಹನುಮಂತ ನಾನು. ಯಾವ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನು ಖರದೂಷಣ ತ್ರಿಶಿರಸನ ಸಂಹರಿಸಿದನೋ ಆ ರಾಮನ ಭಂಟ ನಾನು. ಯಾವ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮನ ಸತಿ ಸೀತೆಯನ್ನು ನೀನು ಮೋಸದಿಂದ ಎಳೆದು ತಂದೆಯೋ ಆ ರಾಮನ ಸೇವಕನ
ಸದ್ದು, ಹದ್ದು ಮೀರಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಬೇಡ. ದೇವದಾನವ ಯಕ್ಷ ಗಂಧರ್ವರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಗೆಲ್ಲಬಲ್ಲ ದಾನವೇಂದ್ರ ರಾವಣನ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾತಾಡುವ ಸೊಕ್ಕೆ ವಾನರಾಧಮ. ಪ್ರಹಸ್ತ, ಈ ವಾನರನಿಗೆ ನಾವೀಗಲೇ ಮರಣದಂಡನೆಯನ್ನು ವಿಧಿಸಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇವನನ್ನು ಕೊಂದು ಬಿಡಿ.
ಶಾಂತನಾಗು ಮಹಾರಾಜ, ಶಾಂತನಾಗು. ಈತನು ದೂತ. ದೂತನ ವಧೆ ಸಲ್ಲದು. ಕೊಲ್ಲಬೇಡಿ.
ದೂತ? ರಾಜ್ಯಕೋಶಗಳನ್ನು ಕಳೆದುಕೊಂಡು ನಾರು ಮಡಿಯುಟ್ಟು ಕಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂದ ಮೂಲಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಂದು ತಿರುಗಾಡುವ ಭಿಕಾರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ದೂತ. ಇವನ ಹದ್ದು ಮೀರಿದ ವರ್ತನೆಗೆ ಮರಣದಂಡನೆ ಸರಿಯಾದ ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ. ಕೊಲ್ಲುವುದೇಕೆ? ನನ್ನ ತಂಗಿಗಾದ ಅವಮಾನದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಇವನನ್ನು ಅವಮಾನಿಸಿ ಕಳುಹಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಇವನು ರಾಮನಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಲಿ. ಹಠರೆ, ನನ್ನ ತಂಗಿಯ ಮೂಗು ಕಿವಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹರಿದು ಅವಮಾನಿಸಿದ ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಈ ಹುಲುವಾನರನ ಬಾಲಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಂಕಿಯನ್ನು ಹಚ್ಚಿ ಆ ರಾಮನಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಕಳುಹಿಸಿ.
ರಾಮ
ಕಂಡೇನ್ 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 ಸೀತೆಯೇ ಕಂಡೇನ್ 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 ಸೀತೆಯೇ ಕಂಡೇನ್ ರಾಘವ ಕಂಡೇನ್ 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 ಸೀತೆಯೇ ಕಂಡೇನ್ ರಾಘವ ಕಂಡೇನ್ 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 ಸೀತೆಯೇ ಕಂಡೇನ್ ರಾಘವ ಕಂಡೇನ್ 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 ಸೀತೆಯೇ அண்டரும் காணாத லங்காபுரத்திலே அண்டரும் காணாத லங்காபுரத்திலே அரவிந்த வேதாவை தர வந்து மாதாவை அரவிந்த வேதாவை தர வந்த மாதாவை கண்டேன் 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 சீதையை கண்டேன் ராகவா ராகவ கவிழிகளில் உன்னொரு வெளிமின்னல் கனிவாய்த நிலவும் திருநாமமே பண்ண கவிழிகளில் உன்னொரு வெளிமின்னல் கனிவாய்த நிலவும் திருநாமமே பண்ண ஆவி துணையை பிரிந்த மடு அண்ணம் ஆனாலாம் சொல்லுவதென்ன ஆவி துணையை பிரிந்த மடு அண்ணம் ஆனாலாம் சொல்லுவதென்ன பூவை திரிஷடை நித்தம் நித்தம் சொன்ன புத்தி வழிதன் பூதி நிலை மண்ண பூவை திரிஷடை நித்தம் நித்தம் சொன்ன புத்தி வழிதன் பூதி நிலை மண்ண பாவி அரக்கியர் காவல் சிறை துண்ண பாவி அரக்கியர் காவல் சிறை துண்ண பஞ்சு படிந்த பழம் சித்திரம் என்ன பஞ்சு படிந்த பழம் சித்திரம் என்ன கண்டேன் 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 சீதையை கண்டேன் ராகவ கண்டேன் 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 சீதையை கண்டேன் ராகவ கண்டேன் 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 சீதையை கண்டேன் ராகவ ராகவ ராகவ
ಸೀತಾಮಾತೆಯನ್ನು ರಾವಣಾಸುರನ ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಬಿಡಿಸಲು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣರು ಸುಗ್ರೀವ ಜಾಂಬವಂತ ಸಮೇತ ಇಡೀ ವಾನರ ಸೈನ್ಯದೊಡನೆ ಸಮುದ್ರದ ದಡ ಸೇರಿದರು.
फ्रीक्वेंसी क्या है आपका वॉकी का?
मुझे भी कुछ पता नाही दीदी, मला पण माहित नाही. दीदीला कोणी इंट्रोड्यूस करून देणार आहे का? ते विचारत होती दीदी. वायरलेस फोन माझ्या हातात आहे आता सध्या.
Turn around, turn around. Small kids should go in the front. Small ones go in the front. Yeah, you can stand. Big picture. Did you all sing already? You danced? Finished, oh? Okay. Wow, you're all smiling? Everybody clap.
Girls, we'll take one more picture. We'll go that side. Come, get up, go that side. Go to the back.
All stay in the ashram.
अभी बाद में करेंगे We'll see Gurudev बाद में करेंगे
I hardly stay in my family a lot. We have children, Alia and all, about 3 boys and Gurukul, we have 500. The camp is 30,000 people.
Yes. I invite Mrs. Rajita Kulkarni, President Shiksha University, to begin the proceedings for the
playing
Hanuman.
I'm Trichy. And Nivas ji.
सुनो ना भैया
Give a big hand to them. Give a Give a big hand to the artists. Played so well. They will continue after 8:30. Huh? Okay.
Professor Mrs. Rajata Bagga, President Sri Sri University, best-selling author and leadership coach, will be moderating today's conversation with Gurudev and the Surgeon General of the United States, Dr. Vivek Murthy.
Jai Gurudev. Today, on the auspicious occasion of Vijaya Dashmi, we are delighted to welcome Vice Admiral Dr. Vivek H. Murthy, Surgeon General of the United States of America, for a fireside with Pujya Gurudev Let's welcome Dr. Murthy with a warm round of applause to your home here in the International Art of Living Center. Vice Admiral Vivek Murthy, MD MBA, was confirmed by the US Senate in March 2021 to serve as the 21st Surgeon General of the United States. As the nation's top doctor, Dr. Vivek Murthy helps to advance the health and well-being of all Americans and has worked to address critical public health issues. He has issued Surgeon General's advisories on the youth mental health crisis and the social media's impact on youth mental health, the epidemic of loneliness and isolation, and on burnout in the health worker community. Dr. Murthy also issued a Surgeon General's framework on mental health in the workplace, and he is the first Surgeon General to host a podcast, House Calls with Dr. Vivek Murthy, where he invites guests and listeners to explore how we can all build a more connected and more meaningful lives. As Vice Admiral of the US Public Health Service Commissioned Corps, Dr. Murthy oversees more than 6,000 dedicated public health officers serving underserved and vulnerable populations. Warm welcome home again, Dr. Murthy, to you. Pujya Gurudev, we are so grateful for your time this evening and to be part of this fireside chat, which we are hosting on the lines of the World Mental Health Week. Just 2 days ago, on the 10th of October, was World Mental Health Day, and also on one of the landmark advisories on mental health and well-being of parents issued by you, Surgeon General Dr. Murthy, just about a month ago, calling for a fundamental shift in how mental well-being and mental health of parents should be valued and prioritized. We all know the recent statistics on mental health are quite alarming. Almost 1 in every 7 to 8 human beings on this planet Earth, almost 1 billion of us, are affected by some sort of mental disorder, and that is a very alarming situation. We are seeing this in adults, in women, in young children, in teenagers, and it is a epidemic almost that we need to address. So today's conversation will focus on mental well-being and on holistic health of us as a humanity. And to kick off the fireside chat, Pujya Gurudev, may I request you to say a few initial words?
It's a perfect day today to pick up on a topic which need to be won over. In the world, mental health crisis is a major crisis. And today's Vijaya Dashmi, that is victory of the good over the evil, victory of health over illness, victory of good over bad, right? So we need to really look into this aspect that health is not just absence of disease, but it is a positive state of mind. You know, in Sanskrit, the word for health is swasti. Swasti means one who is centered, one who is in oneself. One's being natural and being happy is what your self is all about. So, if you are centered, you are happy, you are focused, you have a bigger context to life. You know, when the context is missing, that's when anxiety pops up. That's when uncertainty, we feel so uncertain. People say, oh, uncertainty causes anxiety. And the cause of uncertainty is lack of address lack of vision of life, what life is all about, you know. So context to life is one thing. Second, if you have commitment in your life for some greater cause, for some bigger good of people, then the life force energy finds a direction to flow. Lack of it is confusion. Confusion can be overcome by commitment. And purposelessness in life can be overcome by context to life, seeing life from a bigger perspective. You know, it's so amazing when we look at our own body, how tremendously the body is full of so many diverse information it has for us. You know, it's amazing. We have how many trillions of 13 trillion cells in our body. And so the ancient people knew about it. They said your body is called Purusha, means your self is called Purusha. That is the one who is living in a city. Our body itself is a city. Yeah? So there are so many bacteria, so many different type of mites in our system. When you see this, and also the context of the universe, how many galaxies are there? You know, innumerable planets and galaxies, Milky Ways. This will take away the narrow minded, self centered, miserable attitude of the mind. You know, today we see the youth swinging between aggression on one side and depression on the other side. Either you're so depressed or you become so aggressive at the drop of the hat, you start fighting, you start creating violence in the society to yourself and to others. So combat these abnormalities, one has to be centered, and that is the real definition of health, swasti. If you happen to go to Bali, the small province of Indonesia, they greet each other saying, Om Swasti Rastu. Means, are you healthy? May health be on you. That's what it is said. So, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual health is what swasti is all about. And if you don't see a smile on the people you come across, know that they are not really healthy. So to me, the sign of health is exuberant joy and undying smile and enthusiasm in a human being.
Always so insightful, Gurudev, to hear your views. And today you said purposelessness in life can be overcome by context, and confusion in life can be overcome by commitment. We urge all of you to make note of these beautiful pearls of wisdom and also share it with your near and dear ones. With that, Dr. Murthy, may I invite you to make some opening remarks?
First, thank you so much for the extraordinary welcome and invitation to be here. Gurudev, thank you for hosting me here today and giving me the opportunity to be here with you. The topic that we are talking about today, mental health and well-being, is something that I believe is important to all of us, especially now. You know, I trained as a doctor years ago, but when I was in medical school, I didn't learn very much about mental health or social health or spiritual health. Much of our focus was on physical health. But as I've cared for patients over the years, it has become so clear that these other dimensions of our health matter too. And if we don't support them, if we don't invest in them, then the well-being and the fulfillment that all of us seek will be hard to find. You know, over time, I've, in addition to learning this from patients, have learned this from people I have met across the United States and around the world. as I've served in this role. And what has been particularly worrisome to me have been the stories of young people in schools and universities who are often struggling with anxiety, with depression, and without a sense of self-worth. Many of us who have children may find this in our own homes as we look at our children's experiences. And so it's important for us to recognize and talk about more openly how we can support the mental health of each other, how we can support the social and spiritual health of our communities. The good news is that these are things that we can do. It is possible to support all these dimensions of our health. But it starts with being able to talk more openly about it. During the last 5 days, I've had the privilege of meeting with students and with people across in various cities in India, Delhi, Bombay, and now here Bangalore, people who are working on supporting communities with mental health, students in universities as well, who in many cases are struggling with their own mental health. And many of them speak to how hard it is sometimes to talk about mental health with their friends, with their parents, with their teachers. My hope is one day we can see mental health as no less important than our physical health, and that we can invest in the social, spiritual health that are also vital for our well-being. I think finally, in order to do this, and do this well, we not only need to build stronger connections with each other, we not only need to engage more in service to one another, we not only need to build purpose into our lives, purpose that's grounded in contributing to our communities, but we also need to build our own foundation of self-worth and peace and centeredness. You know, with information coming at us all the time, through our phones, through television, through the internet, it's hard to find peace in our days. And sometimes all of the noise in our lives can be overwhelming. And so we need something that helps ground us. We need a practice that we can turn to that helps quieten that noise and allow us in the stillness of our minds and our hearts to feel peace and to find our truth. So all these practices are vital for our overall well-being, and I'm so grateful that we have a chance today to speak about this, to learn more from Gurudev about some of these topics, all in hopes that we can ultimately support our mental health and well-being.
Thank you, Dr. Murthy. And you speak about being open about having conversations for mental health, being able to support each other, and also to remove the bias and the prejudice that is associated with addressing mental health issues. And I think this conversation will go a long way in helping everybody finding that anchoring and the peace that you spoke about with insights from yourself and the wisdom that Gurudev will share. So we have some questions already that we have received, and with your permission, we can do alternate questions to each of you. So the first question, Dr. Murthy, to you is that in a world full of likes, and we are all in the swimming in an ocean of social media where getting likes and giving likes has become a way of life. So in a world full of likes, why are we lonelier than ever? With all this online connection, why do so many of us still feel disconnected? And what, according to you, is the secret to finding real, meaningful relationships? I think many questions bundled into one for your inputs.
I think it's a very timely question, because what has happened in the last 10 to 20 years, especially with the growth and adoption of social media, has been that many of our relationships have shifted from in-person to online. We've started to value the quantity of connections more than the quality of connections. But what really matters for us in terms of our social health are the quality of our relationships. These are relationships where you feel that you can be open and honest with somebody about how you are. where you know that you won't be judged. Relationships where you know that you're loved and you're accepted for who you are. Relationships where people would show up for you in a crisis and you would show up for them as well. You don't need to have 20, 30, 100 relationships like this. Just a few sometimes are all we need. But that requires refocusing on our in-person interactions. It also requires being more present with people when we're engaging with them. So many of us have had the experience of talking to a friend or a family member and realizing that their mind is only half there because they're on their phones. And we may have done that to other people as well. I will say that I know that I have. I'm not proud of that, and I'm trying to do much better. But in a world where we're glued to our phones, that takes our attention away from others. But when we can show up in person for others, when we can give them the benefit of our full attention by putting our devices away, that can help us build the kind of quality connections that we need. And finally, we can also build those connections by looking for ways to help other people. Doing one small thing each day to help somebody in your life, that act of service helps us build connection, the kind of connection that not only helps somebody else, but reminds us that we have value to bring to the world. This is really vital, because what is happening is that our self-esteem is eroding as we struggle with loneliness. I say this as somebody who struggled with loneliness in my own life when I was younger. But I know that when you feel lonely for long periods of time, over time you can start to believe that you're lonely because it's your fault, because you're not likable, because you're not lovable. And the worse you feel about yourself, ironically, the harder it becomes to reach out to other people and form connections. So these three elements, being in person, serving others, being present with others, these can help us form some of the strong relationships that we all need to really survive and thrive.
Wow. Dr. Murthy, you speak about being present and serving others and quality over quantity. And Gurudev, I had another question, but I would like to take this string ahead. The whole vision for Art of Living is service. It is the basic DNA of our organization across 180 countries of the world is serving society. And could you talk about how we can build the aspect of service in life so that this feeling of being lonely, disconnected can go away? And how can we develop this presence muscle? How can we be more present?
Well, see, it's not difficult because it is already ingrained in our DNA, in our system is there. See, by nature, a mother cares for the child, and so does the child care for the mother too. So that sense of caring is already inbuilt in us. But that gets covered or it gets shrouded by stress. See, when a person is stressed or depressed, he doesn't even take care of himself or herself. The first thing is to teach them how to get rid of the stress. That's like, you have written something on the blackboard. You need to know how to dust that, how to erase it so that you can write again. We have never taught our people how to press the delete button in our computer. So this is like delete button. By nature, we are designed to delete our things by deep sleep. But today, what has happened? Even deep sleep has become an issue. People are not able to do that. This is where breathing techniques, meditation all help you. Now, I usually say there is a formula to get depressed if you are not. You know what it is? Just sit and think only about yourself. What about me? What about me? What about me? You will get depressed. Instead of focusing on yourself all the time about what you want to get, if you start looking at how you can contribute, what you can give, It makes all the difference. Now there are two types of joy. I often say this. One joy is that that you get when you get something. You are given a gift, you are given a compliment, you are happy. There is another joy which is mature and more greater joy is when you give to others. I tell young people, why don't you compliment others? When you compliment others, when you praise others, that praising makes others happy, that vibration doesn't stay with them only. It bounces back to you also. The praiser also becomes happy, not just the one who is praised. So, little tips in life to change that whole attitude of getting to contributing will make a huge difference. And we have seen this happening across the world in all the schools and colleges, wherever we have been teaching the programs.
Gurudev, you are giving us one after the other pearls for us to integrate in our life, think more about giving than getting, and all, as you have always said, the formula for depression is to only think of about myself. And we see that, Gurudev, in youth around the world today. I think we are becoming a 10-minute generation where we expect 10-minute deliveries and 10-minute resolutions for all our problems, and it's creating so much discontentment. So definitely a big, big input to all of us. Dr. Murthy, to you, the second question is, how do we stop treating mental health like a fire drill? And instead of waiting for a mental health crisis to happen and then firefighting for it, what's say, for example, the first step we can take every day to keep our minds healthy?
Well, you're right that we tend, in not just in mental health, but in health overall, we tend to respond once there's a problem. Right? And that's why we have invested so much more in treatment than in prevention. And treatment is important. We need more of it, certainly, especially when it comes to mental health. But we also have to ask, what are the root causes of the mental health challenges we're facing, and how do we address those? Because the increase in mental health problems we're seeing in society is happening to such a degree that it's hard to build up the capacity to treat fast enough unless we also work on the root causes. There are a number of things we can do to address these root causes, and they include everything from loneliness and isolation to unhealthy use of technology and social media to trauma and violence that many people experience in their lives. But you asked what's one thing we can do when we start our day, when we wake up in the morning. And I'll just tell you, for me, one of the things I find helpful is to begin the day with meditation, with a breath meditation that grounds me. And I do this because I realize that often after a long day of work, and worrying about something for the children or something at home, when I go to bed, my mind is filled with ideas that are swirling. And I know that when I'm calm and my mind is clear, then I make better decisions, and I also feel more joy and less stress in life. And for me, meditation helps me find that peace. And it doesn't mean that I won't encounter stressful situations during the day, but it grounds me more deeply. It's almost the way I think of it is that if we're all trees, for example, and we have big branches that are being buffeted by winds that come at us as storms approach us in our life, problems, for example, meditation for me is a way to deepen my roots. So even when those winds come, I'll still be standing. I'll be able to weather it. Now, for different people, they may have a different practice that works for them. For some people, yoga, which is of course very related to meditation, is a practice that may be what they go to. For others, taking some time to read, whether it's scripture or something they find inspiring, may be a tool that they use. Whatever tool we reach for, it should be something that allows us to center ourselves, to feel a sense of peace, and perhaps even feel a sense of gratitude I usually end my meditations by trying to think of one thing that I'm grateful for on this day. And it just reminds me that even when things are really hard, that there was something positive that I started my day with.
How beautiful. I think we all resonate with what you said. So if I was to ask, how many of us meditate here every day with a show of hands? And there you have the whole congregation. So very beautifully said. Gurudev, if I was to ask the same question to you, one tip for us every day, or more is also welcome, to really not make it a crisis of mental health, but more preventive.
I would say three things. That is meditation, meditation, meditation. Morning, afternoon, evening. How many meals do you eat every day? You know? Are you eating only one meal a day? No. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, in between snacks. Right? So at least three meditations, two meditations at least would help to prevent. And scriptures, reading some scriptures about how the matter and spirit, they are together, yet they are different. This is what we need to see, how energy, that is the self, and then the prakriti, the nature, how they are complement each other, and how we can see both of them in their separate glory. Like our body has all the three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, and our spirit is only bliss. Satchidanand. One is Sattva Rajas Tamas and the spirit is Satchidanand. To see this difference between these two aspects and how they are married together and how they go together. When they divorce, that's when the death happens. So the body and mind, they work on different principles. Like body works on effort. If you don't make effort, you can't build your muscles. But if you make effort to sleep, you can't sleep. Your mind works on effortlessness. So we need to see that you can't put an effort to love somebody. If you just get rid of stress, love is simply there with you. The sense of belongingness is there in you, inbuilt in you. Sometimes we need to assume things that they are there. If you think it's not there, that is also an assumption. If you think you are not capable, that is your assumption. But if you think you are capable, again, that you are coming close to the truth, yeah, you are a field of all possibilities. Yeah.
So meditation, 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 that is the mantra. So from individual mental health, Dr. Murthy, I want to take you to a community approach to mental health. So what would be your insights on how, as at a community level, at a societal level, or even at a global level, what can we do to fight mental health challenges? What can we do to sort of come together as communities and tackle this? Because this is a problem for all of us.
So you're right, this is a shared challenge across the world, how to care for our mental health in the middle of a broader mental health crisis. And the good news is that as a global community, we have worked together in the past to address critical health issues. If we think about the United States and India in particular, the partnership on health between the US and India has been going on for nearly 60 years, for 6 decades. And we've worked together, our two countries, to address so many issues from smallpox to polio to HIV to tuberculosis to most recently COVID-19. And because of that partnership, not only have both countries been stronger, but the collaboration has actually benefited the rest of the world. I think that mental health is an area where we can work together. What it means, though, and requires is for us to open up a conversation within our communities more broadly about mental health, to learn from one another about what is driving the mental health challenges we're facing, but also to learn about what innovative solutions we're developing to bring care to people who need help. Earlier this week, I had the privilege of visiting Nimhans, which many of you know, a hospital in Bangalore, which focuses on psychiatric and neurological disease. And the Telemanas program that they are running is bringing mental health care to people all over India, virtually. This is Nimhans is doing this. Many other centers across India are involved in the Telemanas program. But it's a great example of how to use technology for good, to get help to people. So this is the kind of learning that we need to do from one another. And my hope is that we can go beyond learning to also then investing in building programs that work, in training, working together to train more mental health professionals, but also working together to address these root causes. Even though the cultural context is so different in the United States, India, and other countries, some of these root causes are actually shared. When we think about how to protect against harmful impacts of social media, that's something that concerns all of us around the world, given how high social media use is globally. When we think about how to address loneliness and isolation, we realize that many of the forces that are pulling us apart are shared as well. We all now move around more. We leave communities behind and workplaces, in our hometowns, and that has benefits, but it also has some consequences. We also are all carrying devices with us, which are constantly bombarding us with news and information. And I remember speaking to a group of students recently who said to me, how are we supposed to feel good about the world when our phone is constantly buzzing with negative headlines that's telling us everything that's broken and terrible about the world? It's not that there aren't good things in the world too, but when we only see the dark side or the bad side, that can take away our hope and our sense of possibility. So these are shared challenges that we face across countries and cultures. And working together to make social media safer, to draw boundaries around our use of technology, to develop and design workplaces and schools that foster social connection, and that ultimately help us build practices in our lives that can give us that grounding and peace that we need, so when the storms do come, when the stress does arrive, we're better equipped to address them. These are areas where we can and should work together the same way we have for decades on other critical health issues.
That's very, very poignant indeed. You speak about the impact of social media. Gurudev has often spoken about the reducing attention spans, which have gone down even less than 20 seconds. Ask some of us who are in classrooms to get a student to be attentive for a full minute is an achievement today. And all of this is having lifestyle implications. And Gurudev, one of the gifts from India to the world when we speak about communities is the gift of the knowledge of Ayurveda. And Gurudev, you have been a proponent of also an integrative approach of medicine. Could you speak a little bit about how you see Ayurveda or an integrative approach to medicine help us address some of the root causes and overcome them?
Yes, Ayurveda talks about, well-being, of course. It says how the balance of the doshas in the body can impact your behavior. It's a sort of behavioral medicine, I would say. So, to correct your behavior, you have to attend to the doshas in the body. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So if you have too much Vata derangement in the body, then your behavior actually will be like that. And then your state of mind corresponds to that. And similarly, when the Pitta is high in you, then you just blow up for any small things. So you need to take care of the physical aspect of your emotions, that is through Ayurveda. And to bring the balance in the body, and because your nerves uh, they tell you, they predict you beforehand. See, if you are a nature of pitta, high, then you should not fast too long. If the fire is too much, then you are going to lose your temper. Similarly, when loneliness and this sort of isolation, feeling anxiety, cannot be seen through the eye of Ayurveda. Again, Ayurveda recommends meditation and breathing along with the herbs. Of course, it has a deep study for over so many years about various herbs and the permutation combination of which improves one's state of mind and body. So it's a mind-body medicine. I would say Ayurveda, that's a buzzword today in the world, mind-body medicine. But this has been there in Ayurveda from the very beginning. And they also said how you should start your routine with, for a good health. So Ayurveda definitely is an option here to see how we can prevent mental illness and also help one to have a very balanced state of mind.
Thank you, Gurudev. So we spoke about the youth, we spoke about communities. Let's move to workplaces, Dr. Murthy. So many of us here, today is a holiday, so it's a happy day. So can every day be a happy day at work? Can work be stress-free? Or is that a myth? What would you say? And is there a way to create workplaces that boost mental health instead of draining it and making it a reason for a mental health breakdown? What would you say?
I'm so glad you asked because many people spend a third of their life at work, about 8 hours a day. And what we found recently in my office when we were researching the impact of the workplace on mental health was that in the United States, nearly 60% of people were saying that the workplace had a negative effect on their mental health. And I worry that in other countries as well, that many people may feel this way. Now, workplaces, if designed well, with the right programs, but the right culture as well, can be engines for mental health and well-being. They can actually help support us, help us feel better about our lives, and that can help not just our work, but also our life outside of work. And that's one of the reasons why in 2022, I had issued from my office a Surgeon General's advisory on workplace well-being that created 5 core essentials that we need to invest in our workplaces to support mental health. And those include creating workplaces that protect people from harm, also investing in connection and community, social connection and community. Third, creating work-life harmony, having protected time outside of work, where an individual can recover and recuperate, be with their family, enjoy their life without worrying that they have to constantly be on call or checking their email or their text messages. The fourth dimension was mattering. Knowing that you matter and that your work matters is vital. So many people go to the workplace, they work hard but feel like their work is not valued, like it doesn't matter if they show up or not. And that is a recipe for negativity and for burnout. The fifth and final area is growth. Being able to be in a job where you can grow in whatever way is appropriate for you. Maybe that's you learn new skills or you develop the ability to contribute in an area even if it's not yours. This is really important. I'll just give you one simple example of this. There was a bakery that I visited in the United States, in the state of Michigan, and it's a place called Zingerman's. And they had a wonderful culture around growth that they had built in their workplace, where they made it clear that anybody in the entire operation could contribute to the menu, for example, contribute ideas. So it didn't matter if you drove the delivery trucks, it didn't matter if you cleaned the floors. If you had an idea for the menu, then you could contribute it. And if people liked it, then they would work with you to help develop it further. And even if they didn't like it, you could keep coming up with new ideas. You could build your skills. They also had training classes in other disciplines. So for people who might be in one area, but they want to learn how to contribute to another area because they're curious. And what happened through this culture that they built was not only did people feel good that they were being valued, but they actually ended up contributing more because we're not one-dimensional human beings. We can contribute in different areas. We can be creative and analytical. We can do manual labor and we can do cerebral work, right? And so seeing people in these full dimensions is vital. And lastly say this, workplaces need to be human. And what I mean by that is that they have to treat people as more than just skill sets, but as human beings. You know, we all want to be known as more than, you know, Raj who's good at calculations, you know, or Rajini who's good at pricing strategy. Those skills might be important in the workplace, but we're also mothers and fathers, sons and daughters. We may be friends who are going through a difficult time. We're community members who care about what's happening in our city or in our village. We all have human dimensions outside of our job. And when a workplace recognizes that, when they acknowledge the lives that we have outside, whether it's caring for our elderly parents or taking care of our children or managing other stresses, you don't have to solve all the problems that people have, but acknowledging their humanity can go a long way toward helping them feel supported and cared for in their workplace.
Beautiful. So beautiful. I think the pressure of having to solve every problem today is one of the largest leadership challenges that leaders in the world face. And you said a very beautiful thing that just even being able to acknowledge can be a great step to create that sense of belongingness. And yes?
I was just going to add to that just one small thing. Sometimes people might think, well, I really do need to solve everything, otherwise how can I really help somebody? And I'll just give you one example from my own experience. When I was training to be a doctor, my teachers told me, they said, you know, hopefully most of the time you'll have a treatment, a medicine, a procedure that can cure somebody's problem. But there are going to be many times where there isn't something that you can write a prescription for that's going to solve their problem. And in that moment, you need to remember that just because you can't fix their problem does not mean that you can't help them heal. Right? We help others to heal with our presence, with our heart, with our empathy, with our compassion. And I know sometimes in our world, or our very technical world, it can feel like that matters less than the medicines that we can prescribe. But I will say, as somebody who has written prescriptions for some very strong and powerful medications over the years, that there are few medicines that are more powerful, that are more healing than love. And we all have the power to give love to others, then that means that we all have the power to help heal.
Many times people come to meditation when medication doesn't work. But it's better they start meditation even before medication. That is one thing. And see, today, people work from home is a culture that has come up. So because workplace is so stressful, people say, well, we'll work from home. What they're doing is they're making everybody at home more stressed. So I have heard, housewives saying, oh, I don't know when my husband is, our person who was working from home goes to their office and does their job there, because it's not the place actually, it is your own mind, it's on your attitude. If you can create in your workplace a better atmosphere, you can bring that to home also. But if you are shying away because the workplace is very hard to work, at home you will create even more disturbances. You see, in the COVID time when people were working from home, the divorce cases have tripled in the world. The fights, domestic violence has increased 4 times more. This is all an indication it is not in the place actually, it is right in the human mind. And mind cannot be handled by the mind only, you need to transcend the mind. See, that's one reason in all the traditions and cultures in the world, they play lot of music. When you hear a lot of music, loud music, it somehow moves the energy in you, shifts the energy in you. And when energy is rising, then your mind quietens down. Big drums are being played so that at least for those moments, you stop thinking. And you start thinking negative, mainly. That's one thing. Then um, this music and art is a form to engage oneself, um, from getting very lonely and all these challenges. Art is one good thing. Then service project, of course, people should take a service which makes them more purposeful. And in workplace, I always recommend people M&M, meals together and meditation together. Everyone share a meal together, meditate together. They create a different atmosphere at home. See, we are all just energy. Everybody is exuberating energy. We know by quantum physics that it's all just energy. We are all just energy. And the ancient Vedantic philosophy also says the same thing. It says we are all just energy. And bringing harmony in the energy is what all these practices are. Making our energy more harmonious, more positive. And for this acceptance, compassion, service, and even take it. So we have this campaign throughout the country here, say no to drugs. Drug-Free India campaign. We're doing it in all the colleges and schools. And also, we are doing the program called Har Ghar Dhyan, meditation to every home. It's not, those days are gone when people would run seeking for meditation, go somewhere. Now meditation has to go to every home. So with the government of India recognized this, and the home ministry said, because this need is so much to combat the mental health crisis, they said they have supporting this program called Har Ghar Dhyan, means meditation in every home. Because one person miserable in a home, having not good mental health, will disturb the entire family. Yeah. So blessings from up is coming, showers are coming to you. Wonderful.
Guru, Dr. Murthy's permission, can we do a short rapid fire? Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, Dr. Murthy, I will start with you, and we request one word or few words as answer. So you belong to this state, and coming to this state in the time of Dasera must be very special for you. So what is your favorite dessert for Vijay Dashmi?
Kesari Bhat, my mother's version. Yeah.
Kesari Bhat. We had it, I think, today for lunch here. Gurudev, your favorite dessert?
Whatever I take it on the day on my plate, that I could like it.
So we learned, Dr. Murthy, that as a child you learned the mridangam and also made concerts with your sister who is here with us. So what is your favorite musical piece or bhajan? Or also you co-founded the bhajan club in Harvard when you were there. So any favorite bhajan or musician or musical piece?
Oh, that's a good question. Favorite music piece? Well, many, but one I'll name, because classical music piece is Krishna Ni Bega Ne Baro. That used to be part of our repertoire growing up.
Would you mind to hum it?
I don't think that anybody would appreciate that around here, because I don't have a great voice. The voice belongs to my sister. I was on percussion, but she's the singer.
Gurudev, you play the veena. What is your favorite musical piece or
Listen,
musician?
Rajita, I would not do injustice to any raga, any song, because I would say everything is my favorite, and none of them is my favorite, if you want to say that. And that is the whole essence of yoga. Being in the moment and liking whatever you have, and with all full 100% attention on it. Okay?
How would you define health?
That's a good question. I would define health as fundamentally as physical, mental, social, and emotional, social and spiritual wellness. That is health. All those four components working together.
Beautiful, beautiful. Gurudev, please, your
An
definition.
exuberant smile that doesn't die out.
How do you see the world today?
I see the world as full of promise, even though there are great hardships. I think in the hearts and minds and stories of people I meet all over the world, I see people who are working to make it better, who are caring for each other, who still have the deep love and compassion that we spoke about that are so vital to progress and to humanity. So that's what gives me hope.
Beautiful. Gurudev, how do you see the world today?
Lot of possibilities to become more happier and healthier. ठीक है?
Last question only to Dr. Murthy. As you are in this campus this evening, how would you describe being here?
Blissful. That's the word that I would use. And if I could just add a couple of words on why, there's a deep sense of an energy here, I should say, that's very positive and uplifting. And I felt that from the moment that we drove in. And I just want to underscore just how important that is, that upliftment, that love, that compassion that we have been speaking about today. I mentioned the very first question that you asked. I spoke about the concern I have that so many young people don't feel a sense of worth. That many of us, even adults, are walking around feeling invisible, like we don't matter. And that in order to matter, we have to achieve something, that we have to make a certain amount of money, achieve a certain amount of status, or a title. But one of the things that I have learned from my children is that our fundamental worth we have from the moment we're born. And that is rooted in our ability to give and to receive love. A few months ago, I had this experience where I had some pain in my shoulder. I had something called a frozen shoulder. And when you have a frozen shoulder, you're not supposed to make sudden movements because they can be very painful. But I was at the dining table with my 6-year-old daughter and my 8-year-old son. And my daughter playfully threw something to me to catch. So I instinctively reached out and immediately felt pain in my shoulder. And it was so intense that I dropped to the ground on my knees and I was squeezing my eyes shut and just holding my shoulder. And in that moment, I felt a small hand rest on my shoulder. I felt a small head lean against mine. And I opened my eyes, and it was my son Tejas. Now, nobody taught him how to be empathetic. He didn't go to sensitivity training to learn how to respond when somebody's in pain. He was reaching into that deep well of love and compassion that we come into this world with. And we have to fight to preserve that, to protect that, to help other people see that it's there in them even when they forget.
Beautiful. I'm told that this webcast has been watched live right now by people from 120 plus countries. And in person here, we have the Art of Living family from over 90 countries present here and enjoying this webcast and this conversation. And we thank you and your entire team, which has come from different parts of the US and India, for visiting us today on this beautiful auspicious day of Vijaya Dashmi. A big hand to the team as well who is here. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.
Jai Gurudev. Sri Rama Hanumanta, we were all enjoying the story of how Hanuman met Sri Ram. And now we will watch the remaining of the story. I invite the team, Kaushalya Nivasji and her disciples, to come back to the stage to take the stage forward. At the World Forum for Art and Culture, we believe everybody can be an artist. So let us sing and welcome this beautiful team. Can you all see me? Yes? So, if I keep my hand here, let's sing a, okay? A. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram.
Jai Gurudev. We are happy to launch Shri Shri Godhan Paints, an eco-friendly paint made from cow dung at our very own Shri Shri Goshala. Safe and non-toxic, it's an excellent alternative to chemical-based paints. It's antifungal, odorless, and available in a range of 1600 beautiful shades. This natural paint is ideal for those seeking a healthier, greener option for their spaces.
The core is cow dung and all the toxicity is out. It reduces the temperature by 2 degrees. So very, very effective. Bunny.
Guided by Gurudev, the Art of Living's Meditel Health Initiative is transforming healthcare in rural India. With advanced diagnostic capabilities and real-time consultations, this initiative ensures that life-saving healthcare reaches even the remotest villages, connecting patients to doctors and specialists with just a screen. We now unveil Tech Meets Compassion, pioneering rural health. A story of how cutting-edge technology and compassion are reshaping healthcare for all.
Doctors will be sitting in Bombay, Bangalore, wherever in the remote areas and treating them. And there's a diagnostic kit that goes into the villages. So 47 tests can be done. And this gets directly connected to the computer system and it pulls in everything. Sorry, yeah. It pulls into the system and the doctor has to see that and then give the medicine. And if
In rural India, the healthcare landscape is fraught with challenges. A severe shortage of facilities means only 13% of the rural population has access to primary health centers. With 70% of medical specialists residing in urban areas, there exists a stark disparity in healthcare personnel availability. Furthermore, the absence of basic infrastructures complicates the delivery and sustainability of healthcare services, forcing the majority of India's rural populace to travel significant distances for basic healthcare services. In a nation where distance often dictates destiny, the art of living, inspired by the vision of Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, has introduced a revolutionary change: medical health. This initiative bridges the vast divide between modern medicine and those who need it most, ensuring that no patient is too far. Mirroring the legendary quest of Hanuman for the Sanjeevani Parvat, Medital Health doesn't bring a mountain of herbs, but a mountain of hope to the doorsteps of the remote and the overlooked. From the heart of bustling cities to the quiet of distant villages, this initiative extends a lifeline to those left behind by the conventional healthcare system. Equipped with sophisticated diagnostic kits, healthcare professionals capture vital health data, instantly transmitting this information to physicians who, though miles away, are just a screen apart. Now conducting up to 50 different diagnostic tests, our system facilitates real-time transmission of diagnostic test reports directly to a network of general physicians, specialist doctors, and super specialists. This robust connectivity ensures that every patient receives timely and accurate consultations via video and audio, seamlessly linking them with diagnostic centers and pharmacies. Furthermore, our assisted service center model and specialized diet programs reflect our commitment to bridging gaps, saving lives, and restoring smiles, providing comprehensive care and personalized health strategies for our patients. Across the digital expanse, doctors consult, diagnose, and manage healthcare, ensuring that prescriptions are dispatched and reach doorsteps. For more severe cases, referrals to specialized care are merely a connection away. Inspired by Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar and driven by cutting-edge technology, the Art of Living's Medical Health Initiative is more than a medical service. It's a testament to human ingenuity and compassion. Join us as we redefine the reach of healthcare. Because when help is needed, distance shouldn't deter. This is the art of living, bringing peak of healing closer to you.
The Lithuanian Art of Living community, led by Swami Jyotirmaya, has opened its own happiness center. Located in Vilnius, in the capital of Lithuania, the center has opened its doors for the first time during Navratri. We look forward to making Lithuania a country of happy people.
लिथुआनिया आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग कम्युनिटी ने स्वामी ज्योतिर्मया के नेतृत्व में अपना पहला हैप्पीनेस सेंटर खोला है विलिनियस में, जो लिथुआनिया का कैपिटल है।
Mada, Mada, Mada. He Mata, Jagannatha. He Mata, He Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Vishwavilasini, Ambe Mata, Vishwavilasini, Ambe Mata. For everyday life. Yours today.
In a world that's always on the move, your wellness shouldn't be left behind. With the Utsav app, wellness is just a tap away. Sync your data and let experts guide your journey. Expert care wherever you are. Personalized consultations at your fingertips. And when it's time to feel better, your remedies arrive effortlessly. In a world where wellness matters, take control with just 3 steps. Sync, consult, feel better.
Jai Shri Ram. Let us now welcome back the beautiful finale of the production, Shri Ram Hanumanta. We encourage everyone to please sit as the production continues. For the next 7 minutes, Let us soak into the divine energy of Sri Ram through the Parama Bhakta Hanuman.
ಸೀತಾಮಾತೆಯನ್ನು ರಾವಣಾಸುರನ ಬಂಧನದಿಂದ ಬಿಡಿಸಲು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣರು ಸುಗ್ರೀವ ಜಾಂಬವಂತ ಸಮೇತ ಇಡೀ ವಾನರ ಸೈನ್ಯದೊಡನೆ ಸಮುದ್ರದ ದಡ ಸೇರಿದರು.
ಸೋತು ಹೋದೆನು ಸೋದರನೇ, ನಾ ಸೋತು ಹೋದೆನು ಸೋದರನೇ, ನೀನಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಈ ಕದನದೆ ಛಲವೇಕೆ ಬಲವೇಕೆ ಮಾನಾಭಿಮಾನಗಳೇಕೋ, ನಾ ಸೋತು ಹೋದೆನು ಸೋದರನೇ. ಕಾನನವಾಸದೆ ನನಗೆ ನೆರವಾದೆ ನೆರಳಾದೆ ಜೊತೆಯಾದೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ನಷ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ, ಹುರಿಯುವ ಬಿರುಸಿನ ಕಣೆಗಳ ಮಳೆ ಸುರಿದು ದಾನವರ ಕಡಿದೆಸೆದೆ ರಣರಂಗದಲ್ಲಿ, ಪ್ರಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾಣ ನೀನೆನ್ನ ತ್ರಾಣ, ನೀನಿರದೆ ಬದುಕೇಕೋ ನನಗೆ.
ಧೈರ್ಯಗೆಡಬೇಡ ರಘುವೀರ, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣನು ಮೂರ್ಛಿತನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಹಿಮವತ್ ಪರ್ವತದಿಂದ ಅಮೃತ ಸಂಜೀವಿನಿ ಲತೆಯನ್ನು ತಂದರೆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣನನ್ನು ಉಳಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬಹುದು.
ಅಮೃತ ಸಂಜೀವಿನಿ ಲತೆಯೇ? ಅದು ಹಿಮವತ್ ಪರ್ವತದಿಂದ? ಯಾರು ತರಬಲ್ಲರು? ಹೇಗೆ ತರಬಲ್ಲರು? ಇದು ಸಾಧ್ಯವೇ ಜಾಂಬವಂತ?
ನಾನು ತರುತ್ತೇನೆ ಶ್ರೀರಾಮ, ನನಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪಣೆ ಕೊಡು, ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾದದಾಣೆ. ಓ ಅಮೃತ ಸಂಜೀವಿನಿ ಲತೆಗಳೇ, ನಾನು ಶ್ರೀರಾಮಚಂದ್ರನ ಸೇವಕ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನೆದುರು ಕಾಣಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣನ ಜೀವ ಉಳಿಸಲು ನನ್ನೊಂದಿಗೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಪರ್ವತವೇ, ಓ ಲತೆಗಳೇ, ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಉದ್ದಟತನವನ್ನು. ನನಗೆ ಕಾಯಲು ಸಮಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮ್ಮ